Well, hello. Looks like the stream has started. Just waiting to see some confirmation that it's live on YouTube as well, and we'll start. This is going to be a continuation of the previous session that we have done. And well, that's about perfect. That's about perfect. The live stream has begun. And yeah, quick information. I have done an hour-long course before this. It's going to be linked in the description. Do watch it if some of the stuff that we are talking is not completely clear. Because today we are going to pick it up from where we started and continue. With that, welcome to Unacademy's Creative Corners stream on mobile app development. My name is Abhilash, and today we are building a flashcard app. We, like I said, spent 60 minutes and built something. Today, what we are going to do, in fact, I'll tell you what, I'll show you what we did first. Okay. Here we go. I'm going to do that. This is where we stopped the last session, where we had this thing where there is a question category, there's an actual question, 4 options, and depending on what you do, whether you click or not, a streak number is increased. A streak, as you can imagine, is a correct answer streak. So if I say get this right, the answer to this question is Fiat, the streak goes up. However, if I click the wrong answer, the streak still does the thing. And I want to quickly explain what code we wrote. But just before that, let me show you what we intend to do today. Okay. So if I undo this, save this, we're going to start from where we stopped the previous session. But this time we are going to actually fetch information from the internet using a database of trivia. I'll explain to you how that works. And then once we're done with this, we should be able to load questions from that internet database. If I click on the answer, let us say, where is this? Which of these companies does not manufacture motorcycles? For example, if I knew the answer correct and I clicked on it, Toyota, then it will say you are right. And then increase the current streak as well as the highest streak. I'm able to now go to the next question. A new question gets loaded. I have no idea what this question is or what the answer is. So let me just randomly click something. So I got that one wrong now. It says that's wrong. The highest streak is maintained at 1. However, the current streak goes down to 0. This is what we are going to do. Another thing we are going to do is the ability to fetch questions based on categories. There's a lot of categories here. So if I click on the right button, it is now going to pick up the next category called entertainment comics. And then I get another question from there. If I go to the next one, I get another. I can also go back to previous ones. And once I reach the last category, it's going to circle through and come back to the first one. So what are all these categories? Where did all this come from? We're going to start all of that, where I am going to start with where we stopped. Let us take 5 minutes, maybe less, to understand where we stopped last time, the entire code. We wrote about 132 lines of code, as you can see, and we got it this far. Now, let me quickly explain what we did. Okay. In any Flutter mobile app, for example, you would have this My App, which is extending a stateless widget. I went here, and what I did was I created a class called Trivia. Everything that you're seeing on the screen right now, starting from this category and the question and the options to click on, this is all coming from this class called Trivia, and we are going to create objects from it. I'm going to explain this in detail in exactly 2 minutes after we run through this full code. In the trivia class, I have a category, which is this one, general knowledge. I have a question, which is this one, which Italian automobile manufacturer gained majority control of US automobile manufacturer Chrysler in 2011? That's the question. Correct answer is one of these is the correct answer. In this case, Fiat is the right answer. Then there is a list or an array or a list of options which are incorrect answers, which is what we need. So Alfa Romeo, Ferrari, and Maserati are going to be the incorrect answers. Then we create a constructor to get that trivia object, and we are good to go. In here, what we do is we create a new trivia object inside the state of my home page. What we do here is we take the category, set it to general knowledge, question, we put in the question, correct answer, we put Fiat, incorrect answer, we put Maserati, Alfa Romeo and Ferrari, and set the value of this streak is equal to 3 and best streak is equal to 12 as hard-coded numbers or fixed numbers. We are going to change this as well so that the actual streak is calculated. Once this, everything that you're seeing on the screens is now between line number 41 and 49. Once this is done, what is going to happen is we are going to build this screen, and we start with what is the correct answer. The correct answer is new trivia dot correct answer. We put that in here, and then what we want to do is that we want to the list of incorrect answers, we also want to add the correct answer and then sort it alphabetically to mix it up. Okay, so that's what we do. First, we check in that list, does the correct answer already exist? As in, does the incorrect answers list contain the correct answers already? If not, that is, if that is equal to false, then to the new trivia.incorrect answers list that has 3 values, I'm going to add a correct answer, right? And then I'm going to do a sort on that. As you can see, F, M, A is the order right now of the initial letter. F, M, A, and F. Now, when I do a sort, it becomes A, F, F, M. And by doing that, what I've done is I've successfully randomized the order, so nobody knows where the right answer is. Once this object is created, we are going to start building the entire phone screen that you're seeing on the left. We see app bar, which says trivia flashcards, that is shown here. Then we take a container, which is the entire starting from the bottom of this blue box all the way up to the bottom right corner. That's the container. And we set full width to it. So we want the width to be full. And then we add a column because under it, we are going to put one box below the other. The first box is going to be the category. The second is going to be the question. The third is going to be options. The fourth is going to be the streak information. Now, within the options itself, we're going to have more columns, and each option is a text or a button field in it itself. I hope that makes sense. This is just the organization. We use something called expanded, which is a widget that takes so much space. We set flex. Flex is what a ratio to be flexible in. Again, all of these details are in the previous session. We have done all of this for over an hour. So look at that and you'll get it. Then we put new trivia.category. New trivia.category is this general knowledge. So that appears here. Yash Singh says, hi, sir. Hi, Yash Singh. Welcome. We set some font size. We set it to be bold. So that appears here. Then we take the next one and say in there, put the new trivia.question and set font size equal to 20. So that appears here. After that, what we are going to do is that we are not going to put them one below the other because we don't know. Sometimes we get 3 questions, sometimes we get 4 questions. This time, what we are going to do is that we are going to take a flex of 10. That means take a ratio of 10 within this available space and then say for every answer inside the new trivia.incorrect answers. So we started with this. The first one was incorrect answers. We had 3: Maserati, Alfa Romeo, and Ferrari. To that, we added the correct answer also. And then we sorted it. So new trivia.incorrect answers is going to contain 4 options: Alfa, Ferrari, Fiat, Maserati. So these 4 options are going to be inside new trivia.incorrect answers property now. And we are going to do what is called as a for loop inside this. We run a for loop, which means whatever is going to be put here is going to be repeated for each one of these. Then we say, take a container, set the full width, set some margin, set a height, and put a button. material button. This is the button. Why is it a button? It needs to be clicked. That's why we need a button. To that, we give a color of blue. Then we set text as answer. So answer is this variable, which is the looping data inside the incorrect answer. We set a color of white to it, font size of 18 to it, and it appears the way we want. What we also do is we say when somebody presses that button, on pressed, this is the option. There you say check if the answer is equal to the correct answer. Answer is whatever is running. In the first time, it's going to be Alpha. The second time is Ferrari. Third time is Fiat. And the fourth time is Maserati. But correct answer is only one, which is Fiat. So we're going to come here and say if answer is equal to new trivia.correct answer, then do this streak plus plus. Yeah. And that's it. That takes care of all the functionality. Then we just say this streak and best streak and put the value here. And this is where we stopped in the previous session. Now we're going to pick it up from here and make it fully functional. Shambhavi Vats, hello. Hello to you too. And yeah, here we go. So we want to take this and build something cool. I explained just before this that it's going to have a button. Clicking on that button is going to turn it green if it is correct, red if it is wrong. The streak gets changed, best streak changes, changing the category. All of this is going to happen. And we are going to make this a fully functional internet-driven app. Kashvi Kalra says, sir, please repeat. I have not begun anything yet, Kashvi. What I have done is I have just explained whatever has happened in the previous 1 hour class. We're just starting the class now, so you have not missed anything. All right. So with that, I'm going to explain to you what this opentdb.com is. Okay. OpenTDB, that is Open Trivia Database. This is the website that we are going for. All right. And what we are going to do is that we are going to get questions from here. This is where this is as you can see, it calls itself free to use user contributed trivia questions database, 4025 verified questions and 4586 pending questions. So there's a lot happening here. We're going to pull information from here. How are we going to do that? We are going to use something called an API. Okay. So if I click on this API, it allows me a few things. It says how many questions you want, which category you want, what difficulty you want, what type of question you want, which is either multiple choice or true or false. Okay. And there is encoding that's a little more technical. Let's not get into that. Difficulty is easy, medium, hard. Category is there's a list of some 20 categories in here. And how many questions we want. Let's say I want one question only. And I want a question from the general knowledge category. And I want any difficulty is fine and any type is fine. So if I click on select all of this and click on this generate API URL. If I click on this, what's going to happen is that I'm going to see an API URL generated here. And that says https://opentdb.com/api.php ? And now this is important. Amount is equal to 1 and category is equal to 9. Okay. And if I set the amount being the number of questions we want, if I set the category difficulty to, let us say, medium, go back to this one and this general knowledge, and I click on generate API URL once again, you will see it says amount is equal to 1 and category is equal to 9 and difficulty is equal to medium. Okay. So if I am now going to copy this, okay, right click, copy, and go here and paste this and hit enter. What I'm going to see is I'm going to see a certain question which looks like this. What you're seeing here is called a JSON, JSON, and JSON stands for JavaScript Object Notation. Okay. For people who have attended some of the classes I take in Unacademy for special free classes or the plus course, you will know that we use a little bit of this in something called a map in Dart. If you don't understand what I mean by map, then on this YouTube channel also, you will see that I have done a course explaining about various data types, and map is one of them, and you should be able to get that. However, this uh, right now is called a JSON or a JavaScript object notation. What it has is response code 0. We want to ignore this for now. We're not going to get too deep into this structure. We are then looking at something called results, and there is in results, the first entry has a category, a type, a difficulty, a question, a correct answer, and incorrect answers. Already, based on this is how we have built our trivia class. Category, question, correct answer, incorrect answers. Category, question, correct answer, incorrect answers. The type and difficulty, we are not going to use that or show that. Instead, we are just going to use that information. Okay. Now that we know this, what happens is that if I have now opened this link from inside Google Chrome. However, if I was to open this link from the app itself in here, if I open the link from this app, what is going to happen is that it is going to fetch for me this information just like that. And then we are going to ask it whatever information has been received. In that, whatever is the results, in that, whatever is the zeroth element or the first element represented by 0, I want information about it. If I say that much, I'll have access to all this information, which is what we are now going to do. Okay. If this much is clear, then we can proceed to the next level where we are going to use something called HTTP and make a request. What we are getting this thing is called a response. As you can see, it says response code. What we did here when we pasted this and hit enter, what we did was we sent a request. Understand, request is what I am making to the website, and response is what I'm getting back from the website. Okay. I hope that makes sense. And I just realized maybe my face is covering the. Okay, I think this should be clear. I've just increased the font size a bit. Quickly to explain in case you missed because my face was covering the screen because I've kept it in the top left corner. Here we go. Response code, results, category, type, difficulty, question, correct answer, incorrect answers. All of these are here. And we are only interested in this part because we know we are going to call it only once. Now that we know this, let us get back to the Open Trivia database, make this request using this. I'm going to copy this once more. I'm going to right click on this, copy it, and I'll go back and I'm going to paste it here just for my reference, and I will put it in a comment. Okay. And that's all there is to it. Now, what do I want to do? I really want to make a request to a certain category, right? And the request that I want to do is I want to, how do I say? I want to say, give me from category 9 is general knowledge here, for example, right? I'm going to take some variables and then use them instead. I'm not going to straight away set 9 inside this one. So what I will do now is that I am going to go after getting this information here, where I see this one, okay, where I see this space. I'm going to set some variables. I'm going to say int selected category, okay, and that I'm going to say 9. Selected category is 9, so I'm going to make a request for that. In amount is equal to 1, I'm happy to leave it because I'm only ever going to call 1, and to a large extent I'm not even interested in the difficulty, so I'm going to get rid of this. I take only 2 things. Or in case you wanted, just to understand how we are going to go about it, let's add the difficulty also here. I hope all of this is making sense because getting this selected category in here instead of 9 using this variable is going to change everything that we have done and actually make this work. Okay. Just before we do that though, we need to be able to send an HTTP request to this address. And you have to do a one-time thing, which is you go here, get to the list and list of files and open what is called as pubspec.yaml. If I open that, I'm going to see, and there are lots of unconnected things here. So let me get rid of this, make it simple for you. I am going to add something called, I'm going to scroll through this, look at where it says Flutter, SDK Flutter. I'm going to look for HTTP. I'm going to type this here. Okay, watch it carefully. HTTP colon space the caret symbol 0.12.2. I have to type this under dependencies aligned to Flutter. Type it as is, do this and save the file, and that's enough. Okay, save it. Once you have done that, you have to come here. Let me go here where it says import, right? I'm going to add something called HTTP in here. I'm going to say in the main Dart, I say import and http.dart. I do this. Why do I do this? This is the supporting file I need to make a request to that API. You do this only once, but once you have done it, you should be good enough. Another thing that I would want is something called convert. So if I say import and say Dart colon convert, okay, watch it, just do it as is and you're good to go. Import http.dart after adding the thing inside the pubspec.yaml file, and then add these two lines, save this. For now, it's in underline blue because it says, you know what, you have not really used it. Are you sure you want to put it here? We say, hang on, we're going to use it. And then we're going to come here where it says selected category, and we are going to make a request to the OpenTDB website that we just did. How we are going to do that is something, again, it might seem a little difficult when I'm typing it, but once I'm done, I'm going to explain it once more just to be clear. And if that is not clear, go back and watch it again, and you are going to get what you want clearly. Okay, here we go. How we are going to do this is we have to have something called future trivia. Future trivia is the data type. What is trivia? We know trivia is a type that contains category, question, correct answer, and incorrect answers. But if we look at the future trivia here, what that means is that as of now, at this moment when the mobile app loads, I don't know the value of this. It's going to come in and sit here inside this function. After it has executed, it has made the call, I have got the response. There can be delay. I send a request. The website is not going to immediately respond to me. It might take a little bit of time. So what we are going to do is that we are going to say, I am going to give it some time to respond. And the function I'm writing is something called fetch trivia. This is the function I'm writing, which is I want to fetch the trivia from that in place. And I do this. The only other thing I have to do is do something called async. And when I say async or asynchronous, it means as soon as I make the request, don't stop running the mobile app right now. I know it's going to take time. So do these two things parallelly. First, send the request. Okay. And then keep doing whatever you're doing here. When the response comes, then do your thing. So that's what async means. Again, you don't have to go too deep into understanding this, but once you have this much, right? And if you decide to not understand this at all and just type it as is, if this is your first attempt at mobile program development, app development, I am happy with that also. I'm not going to say understand every word of this line because it is a little on the advanced side, but that's okay. This is the only thing which is advanced. After that, everything else is straightforward. All I'm going to do now is I'm going to say var response. I can just get the response straight away by saying http.get, and in here by putting a URL. What is that URL? This one. If I copy this and paste it here, that's it. That's all I have to do. I just have to put one await word here also, just to ensure that. Okay, hang on. Do I have to cast it as HTTP? Yeah, I think I missed one thing. Let's go back here on the top where it says package HTTP dot. I'm going to call it as HTTP so that I can use it as HTTP. I do that. That's enough. So I say await. Await means wait for that information. It takes time because internet can be slow sometimes. The website server itself might be slow for whatever reasons. If it is delayed, don't worry. Wait for it, get this response. And now what is going to happen is that, remember this place where we got all the response, this response code, results, and all of that. All of this value, starting from the top all the way to here, is going to come and sit inside this response variable. And all that we have to do now is we are going to break it open. And I'm a little worried that you are not able to see this. I'm just going to make it smaller and bring it here. I think at this point you should be clearly able to see this. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to say within whatever has come. Now this entire thing is going to be inside this variable response. I am not really interested in response code. I'm interested in the results key. And of that, I'm interested in the first element only because I've asked for only one. With that in mind, knowing what we want is results 0. Okay. What we are going to do is that we're going to say, okay, now whatever has come in from response, okay, I'm saying if response dot status code. What is status code? Status code is did I get it? Did I not get it? Did I got a server error? Was there an internet issue? Whatever is there. When it says 200, I know that I got the response that I wanted and there was no error in the request that I sent. I'm just going to say from here that you give this value that I've got from response to somewhere. Okay. So I'm going to say return. Let us for the moment make it simple. I'm just going to write some pseudocode now. Say return something. However, if there was a problem, if it did not come as 200, that means some error happened, either internet error, something on the side of the server, this page was not found, there was something wrong in my request itself, in which case I'm saying throw an exception. That's it. Okay. If it is fine, give me what I want, return whatever I have asked for. If not, just say failed to load the trivia and do this much. Again, you have a lot of data inside this response, all errors, what all is there inside it. I'm not going to bother with all of that right now. Just I'm going to say we failed to load the trivia and this exception needs to be thrown. With that in mind, and if this is clear, what I can also do is that rather than saying category is equal to 9 here, I can basically say dollar selected category. If I change this from 9 to 10, that should work also. Okay. I'm saving this for now. However, it is not going to work because we have an error. We have not said what to return yet. All we have said is that if the response has been received from the Open Trivia Database API, then whoever has asked for it, give them this value. Okay, that's all we have done. Now, what we need to do is that the way it has come from the database is in the JSON format. Where's that go? This is in the JSON format or the JavaScript object notation format. But our app does not understand JSON. What it understands is a class called trivia. And what we are going to do, therefore, is that we are going to convert the received data into the class object the way we want it. Is that making sense? I see a lot of you are just saying yes, sir, okay, sir, and there's a little bit of I'm guessing some lag, but I'm hopeful that all of this is making sense to the people who are watching it live, to the people who are going to watch it recorded. If there is anything confusing, go back both to the previous class as well as maybe rewind a bit, and you'll understand. Again, we are picking up some heavy topics right in the beginning, but once this is sorted right, there should be no problem because we have already done all of this. We have set it all up. Once the uh, this part here, right, where we are creating new trivia is equal to trivia and all of this. Once we get this data from database, which is an online database of trivia, we are good to go. Okay. The struggle right now is only to make that request and fetch and get that response back. Okay. Now, going back to where we were, this is the trivia. This is how it looks. Now I should be able to convert the response which has been received in the form of JSON, JavaScript object notation. The objects that have been received need to be converted into a trivia object, right? That's a generic format of text that we have got. I want to convert that into a proper, format of the way we want it. And how we are going to go about this is that we are going to create something called a factory. Okay. And that is a trivia dot from JSON. Okay. What that does is that there is a way in which if something has been sent from anywhere in the form of JSON, there is a way in which it can be converted into the way we want it. Okay. Let's start from there. Okay. What has been given to us? We've been given a map, right? Let me bring it back. I've got a map which is strings here, and sometimes this is a number, sometimes this is a string, sometimes this is a list. So I'm going to say I've been given a map of string, comma, dynamic being whatever has been given to me, I'm going to accept that. That style, I've been given a variable called JSON. Now imagine what I'm trying to do here is that this stuff here, right? Whatever is being returned, I want to convert it from JSON to a trivia object, because once I do that, I can just replace this altogether with the call to the database. Okay. In getting rid of this information here and replacing it with the online HTTP call that we are making, this is all that effort is going towards that. Now that I've got the from JSON function, okay, I'm going to say where data is equal to JSON results 0. Okay. Now, what is JSON? What is results? What is 0? Let's understand this, because if you understand this clearly, we're good to go. We are, almost done if we do this. After that, it's all cosmetic changes. So here we go. What we are going to do here now, let's understand this part. What I'm going to return is I am going to return, I have got this word called variable called response here. Now, best case scenario, I should be able to return the response straight away. Obviously, I can't because it says fetch trivia has a return type of future trivia. And this response is of JSON style. So what I have to do is, first of all, I have to get from the response the body. Within response there is a status code and there's a body. So if I want to return response.body, once again, same problem. It's a JavaScript object and I am not interested, or I don't understand JavaScript object. I understand trivia object. So what I will do then is I am going to say, you know what? I want to JSON encode this. JSON, not encode, sorry, JSON decode. So if everything was fine, this should be enough. Okay. If you see JSON decode this and send it, if I do that, that's enough. But we have a slightly complex kind of object. So I will have to further put this into trivia dot from JSON, and inside that I want to put this whole thing. Okay. Once again, I know this seems like too much, so I'll explain once again. I got a response dot body. That's what I have. Now I want to return that as is to whoever asks, but I can't do it because JSON response body is not good enough. I don't understand. My app doesn't understand it. So I want to JSON decode it. JSON decode is a general purpose function. It may not work for what I want. So I want to more specifically change the JSON into a specific trivia object. And for that, I'm writing this function from JSON. If this was still not clear, just rewind, watch again, watch every word that I'm highlighting and saying, and it should start making sense. I want to give something, it's not of the type I want. Therefore, I want to convert it. The conversion might not be very effective. So I'm writing a more specific conversion now. That's what I'm doing at this point. Okay. Why results 0? That's because results is the this thing key, and 0 means because this is a list, I want just the first element. First element is already denoted by 0 in JSON. So I get JSON results 0. Once I get this much, I am in a very good shape because I can now do what I should have done 15 minutes ago, which is I'm going to convert this trivia into sorry, what happened here? I'm going to convert this trivia into the object that we need. This is it. I have category, question, correct answer, incorrect answers. I'm going to say category. What is the category? From here, if I bring back my thing, same names we have: category, question, correct answer, incorrect answers. I have this much. So I'm going to say the category is going to be data, which is the variable I have taken here. And in there is a category. Does this make sense? If it is not, then, like I said, rewatch, it will. I know the first 20-25 minutes of this section, if you're a beginner at least, might have sounded like a little too much, but this is all the learning curve is. Once you get past that learning curve, things are going to be significantly easier. Now, I go with this, have the question, say data, and the name is still the same. From that variable we have received, that's question. And then correct answer is data, correct answer. And finally, incorrect answer is once again the same, data, incorrect answers, plural, right? Incorrect answers. Yeah, okay, wait. So this is correct answers is not spelled like the way we have done. They have used an underscore here in both cases, not the casing that we have used. So that is something we have to change, underscore answer, and get rid of this underscore answers. Okay, this is our convention that we have used in Flutter. This convention is the JavaScript convention that they have used. So we're just merging them together and getting the value that we want. Now, if I save this, okay, and if I've done everything right, and let me just get rid of this now. I don't need it anymore. Get rid of this extra line, save this. And if I've done this right, what will happen now is that I will be able to make a call to trivia here. Okay. And that's it. That's it. Once we make that call, the data comes into this variable. Everything else is already set. There is nothing else we need to really do. The rest of the cosmetic side of the app, we have already built it. Now our job really is to ensure that I have made the call correct. Okay. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to leave this as is for a while. Okay. And I'm going to create something called an init state function. What's an init state function? Init state is something that runs only once when the app is created. Okay, let's go. Init, oops, at override, I say, and then init state. This is the init state function. Implement the init state. It says here. I come here. What is init state? Okay. Where are we? This is build. Build is something that runs every time the app is refreshed or reloaded. Init state is something that runs only once. That's the big difference. And in here, what we are going to do is that we are going to take a variable and set it here. I'm going to take a variable called future trivia. I'm using this variable so that you understand what we names, because I want you to understand what we are doing here. Future trivia here means that I want the data to come in the future. I know it's going to come in the future. Future being the app loads right now, but it takes about, say, half a second or a second for the data to come in. So that's the future of the current app. How I'm going to go here is that I'm going to say in this future trivia app, as soon as the app loads once, pay attention, as soon as the app loads once, I want you to say future trivia is equal to this function that we have just written, this fetch trivia function that we have written. Fetch trivia function. Okay. Now all the magic should start happening. I said as soon as the app loads, get this variable, and in this variable call this function. This goes here. It makes that request http get dot whatever. It makes that and if it gets a 200 response, which is correct, yes, this is working. Then we say take that, JSON decode it, and then convert that from JSON into the trivia format, which happens here. This is where we put the values in, because we have correct underscore answer, incorrect underscore answers, and we turn that into correct answer and correct incorrect answers with capital A, our casing. We do all of that. And then once we receive from this trivia dot from JSON, we are going to return this as is. So now fetch trivia is going to return a future trivia kind of variable. Future trivia is the variable name I have also chosen. Inside this now, once I reload this, is where the this information should be sitting. That the category is general knowledge, that there is a question, there is correct answer. It's not the same question. It's going to be a different question, but something in this format is going to be sitting inside here. Whatever we see in new trivia that we manually created, this should have come in from the database now. And at this point, our circle is complete. First, we built the front end of how this question answer system is going to be. Then we hard coded or entered the question manually here, what I have selected on the screen now. And then we how do I say, replaced this hard coding with a function which makes the call on our behalf to this thing, and then we are good to go. I just need another few variables to make the transition correct. Now instead of saying new trivia, maybe I can call it a trivia style variable, and I'm going to call it flashcard data. Or should I? No need. Let's just stick to this new trivia only. I'm going to comment this out for some time. Okay, and I'm going to say here where new trivia, initialize that variable, and I just need to get this somewhere now. Already in future trivia, this variable this data is sitting, and I just need to get it from somewhere. Cool. And I think we should be done at this point. Okay, all the information has been fetched. There is nothing else that is hanging here. And I think if I start putting it where I wanted, it should start working, which is in the container where I've got all of this. uh, if I replace this container, or rather put this container's parent as a future builder, as it is called. Future builder means all the information has been received. Now build based on the future. That's a widget also. If I say wrap with widgets and I say future builder, okay, future builder of type trivia, if I say, oops, capital T, if I do this one, I think we're there. And this is this a child? I don't think this is a child. This has to return something. Okay. And the future builder, it's underlined because it expects a few uh, compulsory properties. One of the properties is builder itself. And what is that builder? That is our future trivia. Is that making sense now? What future trivia does now is that future trivia is the variable we have fetched, and then we say build this screen, build this screen with the data called future trivia. Okay. If I do this, and I think, oh, whoops, sorry. This is the future, the variable itself. This is the future. And in the builder variable, I am going to say return the container. So I take these two variables, I do this, some cleanups, don't worry. You know what? Let me get rid of this. I think I might have confused you more than I explained to you. Let's start over. Okay. Ignore all of this exists. Okay. All this container and everything. We want to, and I'm going to take this away from your view. Let's start. We just begun building our first mobile app ever. The information is sitting there, and I want to build this white portion where I have the category, question, and options. So how I'm going to go about this is I am going to add a future builder widget which takes the trivia style. Okay. And if I do this, okay, observe what I'm doing now. I need some data for this. That data comes from a variable called future. And in that, we are going to put our future trivia variable because we have just declared it and fetched the data from the database into it. So I put this. Now builder is going to work with that information. It is a function. Okay. It's a function that does certain things. Okay. What are those things? It is it has something called the context. Why don't I have the context here? Hang on. Okay. And it has something called a snapshot. These are the two things that the builder really has. But it is acting up a little. Hang on. Okay. My bad. Okay. Today is not just the the thing is, these things we do on such a daily basis. Once we have to explain this is when we really struggle. Okay, you know what? Strike off everything. Let's bring back the app, and I'm now going to explain this. I am sorry if this was confusing for people who are watching this live, for people who are watching this recorded. These are things that happen in any coding explanation really. Basically what I'm going to do is that I am going to replace the scaffold. It's in the here I'm going to put a lot of stuff inside the body. Okay, let's do this elsewhere and come back. Yeah, let me see if I've got everything that I need or not. And once I have it, let's begin. I've got the build context. I've got the context. And yeah, no, they should be fine. They should be fine. let's start over. Sorry about this. Yeah, let's start over with the future builder. I am going to call one last time, and this is going to work this time, is future builder trivia, and that's the widget that we need. This widget accepts one a future variable, and we have already got that variable, and this also accepts a builder, and in that builder I have a is that if I do this, it suggests to me some options. And today it is being a little difficult and not suggesting to me the options that I need. Context, comma, snapshot. All right. What is context? What is snapshot? Context is something else, which is something we've been dealing with for a while now. In this build, we have the context, but snapshot is the one that contains all the information that has come in from the database call that we just made. Okay. So what we have to do is that we have to do a quick check and say if snapshot has data. If snapshot has data means what? That the call has succeeded. This call can fail for various reasons. It can fail because internet is not working, let us say. That means the snapshot will not have the data. What really is the snapshot is within this variable here, the future trivia variable, that there is some information. Okay. And that information I want to put inside this variable called new trivia. How I'm going to do that is I'm going to say new trivia is equal to snapshot dot data. Okay. So if I did this, yeah, inside new trivia, where we have been putting these things manually, has finally the data has come inside it. Okay. So what we are going to do now is everything that we've done on the top here, where we took the correct answer, did all the mixing and everything, we're going to start doing that here now. Okay, we put this here, save this. This takes care of everything. And once I've got my new trivia, incorrect answers, and all of that sorted here, right? This is the point where I'm going to say return this container. Everything that we have done so far has now become the child of the future builder. And I'm going to say return container. Okay. I'll explain this all again. Let this start working now. And then we should have this sorted. Hang on. We did this, put the semicolon, and everything started working. I hope. Functions return to the widget. Why is the builder being difficult? Builder has context and snapshot. Where have I got the? Yeah, no, this should work. This should work. So if I save this and reload this, there's something says a build function returned null. The offending widget is future builder trivia. Build functions must not return null. This is the error I'm getting. And to a large extent, whenever we are coding and coding something complex like this, we are going to come across stuff like this. Now, what is the problem? It's specifically saying this is where the problem is. Incorrect answers. Have I not got incorrect answers? Hang on, please. Incorrect answers. This is the one. Hmm. It says list dynamic is not a type of list string. In fact, I'll tell you what, let's get rid of this. Again, this is becoming a little complex. Hang on, please. Once they start working, I'll explain once again. These things happen every once in a while. Builder. What am I missing in this? Body, future builder, trivia is here, future is there, context. Yeah, if somebody is watching and they're able to figure out what I might have missed, let me know. Some of my usual students from the plus courses are here. If you find something, let me know. I am trying to debug this as we speak. Oh no, this seems to be working actually. Okay, let me refresh once more and see why it is. Okay, all right, all right, all right. So it's coming, but it's showing the error for just 1 second. Okay, so this do you see this? There's an error and it flashes for 1 second before which, after which the question comes up. So I think this is pretty straightforward. This should They should start working. Okay, all right. Let's clean this up now. Okay, the if you see questions have started coming and this whole code has started working, but there is some a small issue happening in the future builder itself, because of which we are seeing for one moment or so some error. We're going to fix that, but let me take some time and quickly explain what happened here. What we did was, up to this point, this is what we had. This whole container which contained everything that we needed. All this was here, okay? But we wanted this to be built from the data that has come in from the, the data that has come in from the database, the open database. Now, what has happened really is that it has come from the database, and a future builder is one that helps us to actually build that. So what we did was we put this entire container inside this much. Okay, line number 87 till line number 97. The 10 lines is where all the magic is happening. And also something tragic is happening here, which we're going to fix in a bit. But future builder trivia, we take this and then we say future is the variable that has been given. Builder has some context, has a snapshot, takes that. If the snapshot has data inside it, as in the information has crumb, then we're going to set the new trivia variable in which we were putting manually all the information. We're going to put that into the snapshot.data. Okay. And with that done, we have the option to get the correct answers, do everything that we are doing, and then just return the container element here, and we should be good to go from there. Okay, I'm still trying to figure out what went wrong here. Every time I refresh, why is there a null coming and what specifically is hampering it, and why is there this here? Let us see if there is add something, convert to async. No, convert to async does not help. Not sure. Never mind. I think let's do some more stuff really. Whatever we wanted to do here, let's get some of this stuff sorted, and then we'll come back and try and fix the problem, because I mean, I see no reason why there should be an error here. Okay, and trying to fix that, it's already wasted some time. It will waste even more time. We'll come back and fix that towards the end of the session. Now, what we are going to do is that we are going to do this thing where it says, what is the star sign of someone born in Valentine's Day? Now, I don't know. Let me just click on this and see if the answer is correct. Then something would happen. What? Aquarius is the answer. And if you see, the streak went up 1. So if I do this again, if I keep doing this, I can keep getting answers for this again and again. That is something that I want to fix. Okay. What we are now going to do again, just to quickly summarize, we took about 45 minutes to ensure that the information is starting to come from there. Watch it again, skip the parts where I was a little confused, but sure enough, you will understand how the data has actually come and what the code is. Once you've got to that part, right, what is going to happen really is that we now want some things to happen. If I click on Aquarius, for example, I want to say this streak plus plus, but I shouldn't be able to click on it again and keep increasing the streak like this. Also, if I click on this wrong, I want the streak to become 0. Okay, because I got one wrong answer. And there we go. How we are going to do that is that this is the function. This is the place where we have got the answer. It's a material button. On pressed, we are doing if it answer is equal to correct answer, then increase the streak. And this is going to become a little complex now. So what we are going to do is that we are going to cut this out from here and create a new function. The new function we are going to call as check answer, and to that we are sending the answer variable here. What is answer? Answer is whatever is being shown, and we are going to say, you know what, check if I've got this answer correct or not. Okay, and if I've got this answer correct, then I think give me the marks. If not, just leave it. Okay, and here we go. We're going to write a function. We're going to type a function here, and we are going to say void check answer. Okay, and whatever we took from there, we're going to paste here, and this one's going to be a string. It's not string answer, is it? What are we sending it there? We're sending it the answer itself, I think. Yeah, we're sending it the answer. We're going to check that. And if we do this, what we have done basically is we have just moved the data from there to here into another function. Okay, if I just reload this page now, ignore the error for a while, we'll come back and fix it, I swear, and click on the option. I just want to say fruit brute is the right answer. So if I click, the streak is increasing and I am happy with this. Okay. Although what I want is I want to put this inside here because we're going to do some more stuff. We're going to put here and then we say else, which means the answer is wrong. Then we're going to say this streak is equal to 0. The reason we did this is that the way streaks work is you get one wrong answer and it should go away. So here we go. If I got this right, then if I click on this, you see the streak becomes 0. Now I don't have to bother with the person trying to just get this again and again, because the one part is as soon as you get something wrong, this becomes 0. Okay. Now that we have got that sorted, let us do a few more things. Okay. We're going to say something like, is the answer even selected or not? That's the first thing I want to say. I want to say bool, which is boolean, is answer selected, and I want to start that with false. I also want another variable that says bool is answer correct, and I want that to be false as well. What I'm going to do is as soon as somebody clicks, right, I come to the check answer. In here, I'm going to say is answer selected is equal to true. So what I've done now is I'm basically trying to get rid of attempted fraud here. If I keep touching this and this tree keeps increasing, I want this to be allowed only once. So what I will do is that if answer is selected is true, then stop bothering to give information, marks, right? And I'm going to say I can do this a few ways. Okay. First of all, I'm going to say if, hang on. I'm going to get this is correct, is answer correct also sorted here. I'm going to say is answer correct is equal to what? We are going to make this correct only when this condition is true. Okay. So I'm going to say if I do this, is answer correct is equal to check this. If this is true, then make it true, else make it false. I can do that without these lines also, but just for clarity, I'm adding these two lines and I'm saying if the answer is correct, yeah, which is correct answer has been selected, then set is answer correct is equal to true, else set it to false. Okay. Now I come here and I'm going to say, you know what? First of all, if is answer correct, then increase the streak, else set the streak to 0. That's the first thing I do. Then I say, you know, once I come here inside this, I can also say if is answer selected, then increase the streak. In fact, you know what? Let's not do this. I have a simpler and better way. Let's stick to this for a while, okay? And wonder if somebody answers this same thing again, what I should really do. Okay. And this streak we have taken care of. This number comes to 9. Let's refresh this once more, make sure that this is working. And if it is working, then we are going to move on to the next one. Okay, I got this wrong, so this became 0. I got this right, and the streak increased to 1. If we are happy with this, let's move on to the next one and set the best streak. What is the best streak? Is that if you know, I get to number 12, okay, and then make one mistake and turn that to 0, I want the system to remember my best streak so that I have a little bit of a competition going there. Okay. Is that making sense? I hope it is. Because the best streak is my past streaks. This streak is the current streak. What we are then doing is that we are going to come here. If the answer is wrong, that is when the streak is being set to 0. And in here, we are also checking if the answer is correct. I check if this streak is greater than best streak. So I say, if I keep answering, for example, right now this will work. So if I go here, if I go up to 12, then I go one more. This becomes 13. So this streak is the best streak now. So I want to say best streak is equal to this streak as well. So I'm just setting that number there. Okay. However, if I get the answer wrong, first of all, I'm setting this streak is equal to 0. Okay. And whatever I just did here, I have to do this once more as well. Okay. And that's it. That's really it. If we've got this correct, then we should be in a position to make the highest streak work as well. So I'm going to save this and I'm going to go. See this? As I increase this, this becomes 16. So if I make it 0 and I go 1, the best streak is not increasing because as of now, 1 is my current streak and 16 is my best streak. So if I keep going, 17, the moment I hit that, that gets done also. And if I get it wrong, only this streak goes to 0. I think we have got this sorted, and I see no reason why we have to start with 0, 3 and 12 anymore in the initialization. So I'm going to start that to 0. What we also need to do is that if we got the answer wrong, we have to say here that is answer correct is equal to false, because the answer has been turned as false. So with this much, I think we are good to go in the check answer place. Okay. Then what all do I want? I think this is clear. Now I just need a way to get the next question loaded, because at this moment we're still working with the same question. As soon as I have a way to get the score here, right, and make it 0, as soon as I've answered, I want the colors to change to green or red. So let's get that done now. This is where the color is set to colors.blue, right? So I'm going to go here and I'm going to add a few conditions. The conditions I'm going to add is, first of all, if, you know what, let's make it simpler and say, give it a variable called question color and do all of this elsewhere. I can build all the data I want here, and I'm going to say var question color is equal to, and what is this color going to be? If answer is not selected, if the answer is not selected, I want the color to be blue. If the answer is selected, then, and after that, if the answer is right, then I want it to be green, else I want it to be red. That's how I want it. What I can do is I can say if not is answer selected. If answer is not selected, I'm going to say this one's going to be colors.blue. Okay. Else I'm going to run another condition, and that condition is going to be, and if answer is correct, is not correct, I'm going to say colors.red. If it is correct, then I'm going to say colors.green. And if I do that and save this, what should happen is the color is here. Okay. So I can't do that in here. I'm sorry. I'll have to do that at each level. This is not a thing that I can do from outside the loop. I have to do this inside the loop. Wherever this is, I'm going to paste this, and it's not is answer correct. It is if the answer that is in the loop right now, if it is equal to the new trivia dot correct answer. Okay, and I got that ulta. So I'm going to say if it is not equal to, save this. Okay, I'll quickly explain what happened here. First of all, is the answer selected? If yes, then do this check. If no, then just set it to color blue. I'm going to reload this and you're going to see how it's going to start with blue. It starts with blue and I select something. After having selected it, it's going to change the color depending on if the correct answer is this or not. I think we've got this one sorted. The streak did not go up because I did not get the right answer. However, I click on the right answer, the streak will still increase. The only thing I want to now do is that what if I completely, stop this from happening? The fact that I should not be able to answer the same question multiple times is something that I want to do once I've got the responses sorted. I know now that an answer which is given is right or wrong. So what I'm going to do is that I am going to put a way to tell if the answer is right or wrong. It's now telling which is right, which is wrong. I want who is this answer correct or not? So I'm going to go here where this whole thing ends, and I'm going to add another expanded widget. And in that, I'm going to add a text field and say inside that, I'm going to put some value. Okay. I hope this is making sense. In the expanded, I'm further going to set flex is equal to 2. I could do that. Uh, okay, if I do this, you will see the word correct comes here. Obviously, I don't want correct. I want this to be depending on if the thing is correct or not. So I can say is answer correct, question mark, text correct, else text incorrect. So if I save this, I'm going to get it because I've answered it right. But if I answer it wrong, it's going to say incorrect. I hope this much is clear. I can do all sorts of stuff, make it look green, make it look red, and all of that. So what I have done here is I have some code that I have already written. Okay. And in fact, I'm going to just paste it for now. However, there is another condition I want to check. Now, let's say if I refresh this, okay, you will see it says incorrect even before I have attempted it. So I have to make it such that this whole thing is showing only when the thing is at least selected, right? So what I will do is if I set a is answer selected check first. So if I say if is answer selected, do all of this, that goes away. Let me select something, then it says correct or incorrect. Okay. So I can basically set some styles for this, right? I can set the style for the correct one, and I can, you know, set the style for the incorrect one. I've had it copied so that I don't waste your time typing the basic stuff. So I save this. What's going to happen is that, whoops, save this. Then this is going to say in some bold color whether I got it right or wrong or what. I get it wrong. If I click on this, that becomes correct. And rather than just saying correct or incorrect, maybe I can say thumbs up, you got it right, or thumbs down, that was wrong. Okay. And I think that's a good place to be in. I refreshed this. Okay. Uh, there are 86,400 seconds in a day. If the answer is correct, when I said true, it'll just say you got it right. If I get it wrong, it says that's wrong. And I think I am happy with this. What I also want is if this answer is selected, I want another way to go to the next question because I can't keep circling true or false within this question. I want to load a new question altogether. So how I am going to go about that is that I'm going to say if is answer selected. No, not correct. If is answer selected, which is if an answer has been selected, I want a button, a material button, just like the one above, which allows me to click to go to the next question. I'm just going to set some default values on it. I'm going to say color for that is colors blue. I'm going to say child is a text widget, and that just says next question. Might even put this here. I'm going to set it some style, and I don't know, maybe say color. Whoops. Color is colors dot white for the text of the button, which is next question. And then maybe font size is 20. Okay. And if I put all the necessary commas and save this, what's going to happen is I'm going to get that button. I think I will also need a on pressed function. What should happen when this is pressed? For now, I'm going to say nothing. Yeah. And I don't need these really. And if I save this, I'm going to get a button that says next question here. Okay. Now I might put this next question on top or bottom or wherever, but for the time, I'm happy with how it appears. And on pressed of this, all I really want to do is, you know what? When this is pressed, load a next question function. Call the next question function. That function does not exist, obviously, and we are going to have to build it just like we did the check answer question. We are going to build a void next question. Now you can imagine what I'm going to do in the next question function. It's going to be pretty straightforward because in the next question function, all we really need to do is that we are going to have to fetch another question, right? So I'm going to say set state. Set state means refresh the screen and do some things. First of all, set is answer selected is equal to true. So false. Answer is no longer selected. Is answer correct? Nope. Because we are resetting this. And then we say future trivia is equal to fetch trivia. What is this? This is the real work. In the init state, as soon as it loaded, we loaded the future fetch trivia function once. And when somebody hits next question is when we are going to fetch the new trivia, fetch trivia question once more. And once again, let's refresh and see if that works. Now I got a question, and this was the question that was pulled in from the first call in the init state. The sum of all numbers on a roulette wheel is 666. It says, I don't know. Let's say if I say true, it says you got it right. The streak increased, best streak increased. I hit on next question. Okay. And you see another question loaded here now. It says there are 86,400 seconds in a day. I say true. I get my streak increased. I get it right. It says you got it right. And then I click on the next question. Who invented pastafarianism? I have no idea what this is or what this is doing. So I'm going to just hit on a random question. That's wrong. As you can see, this streak has become 0 because we lost our streak now. And best streak has become 2 because 2 is how far we had got in the previous one. So I can hit on this next one. The British organization CAMRA stands for the Campaign for Real Ale. I don't think so. If I say false, oh, it is true. Okay, that happens. So I think the streak is working. The right and wrong answers are working. Now all we have to do is that we have to, first of all, we can get rid of this. Okay, and save this. We are a few steps away from adding the left and right button and changing the category also. Okay, how are we going to do that? First of all, we are going to go and add those buttons. Where is our category? This is where the category is, where we have got the text and all of that. Okay, so if I put this inside a row, okay, and the first child I add as a material button. Now we know how material button works. Okay. And on pressed, I'm going to do nothing for now. Okay. And just set child. I'm going to set the child to, let us say, an icon. Okay. An icon is icons dot arrow underscore left. If I do this, just watch what happens and then I'll explain. If I save this, you see this? There's an arrow that comes. If I use, instead of left, if I use back, you know, is that the same thing? No, that should change to an arrow. Yeah, okay. I like this one better. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste it after the container in which the thing is. And instead of arrow back, I'm going to say arrow forward. Is it? Yep. Do this, save this, and you see there is a space issue here. Sagnik Mukherjee says, hello, sir. Sorry, I just saw you your message, Sagnik. Hi. There is a space problem. Whenever you see this, that means there is a space problem. How I can fix it is I can just add some fixed space for this. Let's say 180, and I think we should be sorted. Do you need 150? Okay, 150 is fine. And in this, I'm also going to add a main axis alignment and basically spread them out properly. Main axis alignment dot space between should take care of making it look proper centrally aligned. I can still get 180 here, I believe. Nope. Okay, 160. All right, here we go. This is done. This is a little left aligned right now within this. So maybe this is all cosmetic changes now. Okay. The functionality we are adding in a minute. We're going to say alignment dot center. If I do, then I think I am happy with how this looks. Now, what I want is that as I click on this right button, I want it to show me a list of, give me a different category. Now, if I go back to this, and if I go back here, okay, and I see there's a category selection here, right? This is the list of all the categories. Now, if I do an inspect element on this, I'm going to see that all these have some value. General knowledge has a number 9. Entertainment books has number 10. Film has 11. So on and so forth up to entertainment, cartoon and animations, option value 32. From 9 to 32, this is all the text. What I have done is I have manually typed it out. It took a little time, but I have got this. And rather than wasting your time typing it in front of you, I'm going to bring it into the code straight away and show you what we can do with it. Okay, this is the list of all the trivia categories that are supported here. Okay, I am just going to paste this here with numbers. Trivia categories, 9 is for general knowledge, 10 is for entertainment, books, and so on, up to 32. Yeah. And what I need is another variable that goes like int selected category is equal to, let us say I want that animals wala category. I say 27 and do this. Oh, selected category is already defined. Or not this then. Where is the selected category? When have I defined that? Hang on, please. Oh, I have already done that. Selected category. Perfect. Even better. I am going to just get rid of this now. Okay. So what we are going to do then is that we are going to say, where is this? Where it says new trivia dot category, right? We can as easily get it from this list now. And that's all. That's all. We are just going to get that from the selected one. And as somebody hits right or left, we are going to increase the number. So let's go here where it says arrow back. We are going to say, this is, I want some code here, and I want to do a set state on this one. And I say selected category plus plus. If I do, sorry, not plus, this is the back one. So I'm going to say minus minus. And in here, I'm going to say set state and say selected category plus plus. So if I do this, what should happen is the selected category number changes. Okay. And if I call the next question function here, it's just going to fetch the next question, the function that we just wrote. What is the job of the next function? It goes here, gets a future trivia value. If this has come, everything should just work. So if I refresh this, okay, and reload, what is going to happen is, yeah, no, I really need to fix that error. It's troubling me now. So if I hit on the right button, what happened is that the trivia number which started, selected category number which started with 9 has increased to 10, which is entertainment and books. If I go right again, it's going to get entertainment film, then entertainment music, and so on. If I go back, it's going to go back to film. Next is going to go back to books. Next it's going to go back to general knowledge. But what happens if I go back one step now? If I go back one step now, I'm going to get an error because there is nothing under 9. There is a few ways in which we can fix it. I'm going to show you the one way that I think will work well, which is, I'm just going to say, if we do this thing conditionally, we keep reducing it, and we say if selected category, yeah, is equal to 9, okay, then set selected category is equal to 32, which is our final number. Yeah, I'm going to go here and say if it is 9, then circle back, make that 32. Okay. Else, okay, if it is not 9, then decrement or reduce it by 1. We are going to go here, do the same thing, and say if selected category is equal to 32, then circle back, make that selected category is equal to 9. Else, happily increase this. And this is it. If I run this now, and if I try to go one step back, hopefully general knowledge is going to go to entertainment, cartoons, and animations. I'm going to just refresh this once and hit the left one. If all has gone well, this would be saying entertainment, cartoons, and animations. If I go right, it's going to go here, go to general knowledge. And I think I am more or less happy with this. I really want to fix this ampersand quote and all of that is coming. These are what are called as the HTML codes. Look at this. This is all looking wrong. ESST, AUML, colon, and all of that. There is a way to fix it. I'm going to explain it to you in 2 minutes. First of all, go to pubspec.yaml, and in here, line number 27 that I'm highlighting, HTML underscore unescape colon space caret 1.0.2. Type this much, save pubspec.yaml. That's step 1. After you have done that, you're going to add another import, which is an unescape.dart. Okay, that's all you do. And once you do that, you have a way in which you can clean it up. It looks a little unclean right now. So we are going to write a function. Okay, and in that function, we are going to clean it up a bit. And I'm going to call that function a string function because it's going to return the string, and I say clean, and whatever has been given to you, clean it up, please. Okay, and that's again, this is not something you can do with Dart straight away. You have to use that unescape extension, and I can say uh, I can say cleaned, and to that I'm going to assign HTML unescape. Okay, and I'm going to return cleaned dot convert whatever text has been given to us. If you do this much, again, you don't have to understand this fully. All it is doing is it is taking these strings that look like this, and it is converting them into those special characters and symbols and such. And wherever I'm displaying this, right, uh, I'm displaying this in both question as well as answer. So I'm going to come to the container, find out where the question is. The question is here. Now, if I surround this with a clean function, and if I surround the answer with a clean answer and save it, I think this should take care of itself, except it is not taking care of itself. Okay, here we go. You see this? This double quotes that we are seeing, without that clean function, that would have appeared as with, you know, I'll just try and show if that works. Where is this? Where is the question? Here we go. If I get rid of this and save it, you're going to see it's going to say ampersand quote colon ampersand 039 colon semicolon and all of that. If I put that clean function back, it's going to get this. And I think we're done. This part is working. It loads new questions. The questions look okay. If I select it right, it shows you got it right, allows you to go to next one. And if I get it wrong, this says it's wrong, sets the streak back to 0, allows you to go to the next question, change category, do all of that. And at this point, I would like to primarily end the, stream. I just want to look for one more minute if there is any way I can find out why that initial error is happening. If not, I'm going to leave a comment in the video on what needs to change at which page number, or which line number for it to happen. As usual, what I'm going to do is that I am going to scroll through this entire code as is, so that in case you're stuck somewhere, you should be able to write from here. Okay, I'm slowly scrolling through, and you can pause it at any point and write down the code. This is where we wrote the clean function, got the selected category, future trivia was fetched. Trivia categories were taken from the website and put here. Then the whole thing begins. For the first time, I call the future trivia. I take some variables for the streak, best streak, selected answer, correct answer. Then do some check answer checks where we do all of this. Then for next question, we just call the fetch trivia function once more. And then we start just building it up. This is where my current error is. Hopefully, I will fix it during this video itself. If not, I will leave a comment about how to fix it, because it's a live video. I don't want to stretch it too long. Anyway, we do this. We take the snapshot and do some checks, and basically add the correct answers into incorrect answers list. Then we start building it up. This is all the code that we have explained in detail. This is the left button, where hitting on left is going to reduce the category integer to take you to the thing. And then just load the next question. This is the arrow back. Then this is where the category is displayed. Then this is the arrow forward, the same as arrow back, except it increases the selected category number. After that, we just put the new trivia question. Then we go here and we build up the whole option selectors by using a for loop, and we select the colors appropriately. If there is no answer selected, then we make it blue. If it is selected and wrong, then it is red. Right, then it is green. Then we put the text of the answer itself. We use that clean function, which is the last thing we did. And on pressed of that button, we do the check answer, but we already explained what that does. If an answer is selected, it says whether it is right or not, depending on this is that. Even the new question is shown only if an answer is selected. Now, after the answer being selected, if it is correct, it says you got it right. Else, it says you got it wrong. And that's it. After that, there's a streak and the best streak, but you have seen the calculation of that on the top already. And with about 294 lines of code, less 6 lines less than even 300 lines of code, we have been able to build a internet driven, fully functional trivia flashcard app. And I hope you enjoyed this. The little bit of struggle in between notwithstanding, which is expected in any coding session, you saw how this was built from nowhere to where we are now. And that should be the end of class as far as you are concerned. I'm going to spend exactly 2 more minutes trying to figure out if there is something I can do about this. Okay. And no, I understand it's extremely boring watching somebody just, you know, uh, look at their code. So I'm going to end this. And as soon as I fix this at the earliest convenience, I'm going to put the fix with line number and what to change in the comment on the YouTube video. All right. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you learned a lot of things. We covered quite a lot of concepts extensively, and we build a pretty functional, very deep app with less than 300 lines of code. Started with the trivia class, then tried it with hard-coded data, then we fetched it from the open database. And overall, I think this is one of the better apps which touches upon lots and lots of functionality. And I hope you enjoyed this. And I look forward to having you in, you know, my future streams.